I've been knowing Barron ever since he came in the gym and bust Kobe up when he was a youngster. See, a lot of people don't know these stories. Remember those runs we used to have? Little kid came in and was going at the Kobe, sir.
Is this high school, Barron?
Yes, he was on my team too. Somebody was like, hey, let the young fella play. So he was on my team. So the first time he got the ball, he went to work. So I was like, oh. And, you know, Kobe started playing that full court defense.
Shaq was like, I want you to go at him. He was like, don't be scared.
Go at us.
You got Shaq over here, you know, and he's stirring the pot. Kobe pressing the whole gym like a Doberman Rottweiler. Like, whoever. Am I lying, Shaq?
When them two start going at it, ooh, oh.
Was there a play or sequence that you'll never forget?
Oh my gosh. Hey, it was crazy.
Yeah, I do it big, big, big. I'm coming to win. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big, big, big. I'm coming to win. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big.
What is up? What is good? How you living? How you feeling? How you doing? It is another episode of the Big Podcast with Shaq, where we always do it.
Big.
Shaq, you got a lot of headroom right now. What's on your shirt? What are you hiding?
I knew you was going to do that.
Ew.
All right. Get it out.
Ew, a cowboy shirt.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to bash my Cowboys. You know what? I'm trying to read Dak's lips. I want the fans to read his lips and see what he said right here. Did he say what I think he said?
Yeah, it looked like he said we suck.
You sure?
What could it have possibly have been if it wasn't that?
We love each other, or so I don't know.
No.
It just okay. We're not having a good. Okay, I have a question because I don't really pay attention. Can we make the playoffs?
You guys are in trouble right now, especially because the news just came out that Dak's going to miss a few weeks. And with Washington being 6-2 and the Eagles, Washington being 7-2 and the Eagles being 6-2, you guys are in trouble. In his most recent Adidas campaign, which have been very celebrated and very applauded, Anthony Edwards had some kids sitting around a bonfire, talking about Anthony Edwards. And one of the lines was, one of the kids goes, he's probably broken more rims than Shaq. And then another little kid went, who? And then another little kid made a face. Now, these Anthony Edwards commercials has taken a lot of shots. There was one that took shots at the Celtics. A lot of them talked about disrespect. This is the first time where out of nowhere, they took seemingly a shot at you, big fella.
Got it. I know how to respond.
When that happens, how does your brain start working? What do you think? Oh, because you have fun with stuff like this.
So that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun. I'm not going to go to 10 and try to beat the man up. Like he says something, I'll say something back, and we'll have some fun with it.
Shaq, can I give our guest a full introduction?
Yes, you can.
From South Central LA to the NBA's main stage, this man brought grit, heart, and the perfect amount of rage. A West Coast king with a handle so tight, and that playoff dunk over Karlenko was the original Warriors night. The man acts, produces, invests, advises, and a million things in between, and now he gets to be the calm one on a podcast with Draymond Green. In the virtual Shahuka Lounge today, let's give it up for Baron frickin' Davis.
That was amazing.
You forgot one line. He's smooth and smelt. He's the first to dunk on somebody with an ab belt.
You've thought about Baron Davis's ab belt with that Karlenko dunk more than any other thing I think you've ever seen.
Oh, man.
When you dunked on Karlenko and you showed us the belly wrap, two-part question. Did you always wear that belly wrap? Or was your back hurting? Like, how'd that thing come? Because
my back, bro. I was using it for my back. You know what I mean? So I can keep my back loose. You feel me?
No, because listen, that's the first time you had two incredible moments at once. You dunked on the dude. When you pull your shirt on, now people got to go to the TV. What the hell is that? He's here.
Yeah, they was like, is that a waist trainer? Yeah, that's because they used to call me fat too, Shaq, man. They used to say I was fat, out of shape,
I
all kind of
remember they
shit.
used to talk about.
Meanwhile, what were you like body fat percent and all that stuff?
That don't matter.
Probably like
8%, right? No, but Shaq, like you need to understand, most
That's
people in America are probably
That's
like 25.
They was mad I couldn't get I was trying to get down to 5'6", but I was like 8, 9%.
That's WBS. We don't care about no body fat. It's here and it's here.
Aaron, what WPS is white people.
No, white boy.
A white boy.
Listen, I've been knowing Barron ever since he came in the gym and bust Kobe up when he was a youngster. See, a lot of people don't know these stories. And that's when I was like, who's this kid is that, man? He played for you. Because, Barron, I don't really be paying attention, but remember those runs we used to have? Little kid came in and
oh, my gosh. Hey, it was crazy.
Was going at the Kobe shirt. I was like, yo, who is this?
Is this high school, Barron?
Yes, he was on my team.
I was in high school, yeah.
All right, Barron, set the stage. How old were you? Where was this? This is unbelievable.
Shaq come up to UCLA, you know what I mean, ever so often in the summertime. And basically it's summer school. Everybody in the gym, all the pros, Shaq, Cole, Rick Fox, they got a Lakers squad, they got some Clippers, some free agents, Nick Van Exel in there, Eddie Jones came. It was, man, it was like, for a kid like me, it was a dream. You know what I mean? Like, and I had just earned my stripes, like to be able to, play in the runs. They call Rico Hines runs now, but it was the UCLA runs. And, the big fella come in there, with a whole entourage. You feel what I'm saying? Handles. We think he coming to dunk everything. He coming out there with the handles, the pad. He playing like magic. You remember that?
On this particular day, somebody was like, hey, let the young fella play. So he was on my team. So the first time he got the ball, he went to work. So I was like, oh. And, Kobe started playing that full court defense. The whole day was like, get better. Just watching. He's like, no.
Shaq was like, I want you to go at him. He was like, don't be scared. Give him the ball.
Yeah, go at his.
Wait, so you're what, 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm like 17.
And are you confident or are you pretending to be confident?
He's quiet.
No, I'm confident.
No. He's quiet. He's being respectful.
Quiet.
He's quiet. Yeah. He's being respectful, letting all the players get the runs. I'm not in charge, but I'm one of the old heads in the gym. They say, hey, man, let that dude get in the room. I'm like, who's that? It's like, you'll see. And the first play, when he went out, I was like, ooh, this is nice, whoever he is. And listen, 3 or 4 games in a row, him and Cole were going at it. And I loved it.
So were you already Mr. California, all that stuff?
That was like going into my senior year.
And so now you're up against Kobe. What was it looking in his eyes? What was it like? What were those hour or two plus for you going at it with him?
Man, it was a surreal moment. You know what I mean? You got Shaq over here, and he's stirring the pot. You know what I mean? You got Kobe and Shaq. And Kobe killing. He like Kobe pressing the whole gym. Kobe pressing the whole gym like bro, like a Doberman Rottweiler. Like whoever, am I lying, Shaq?
No,
hey, you come in the gym, Kobe gonna press you. You got a name? Oh, him.
Yep.
It was just I came up. He didn't even know who I was, so
nobody knew.
It was different. You know what I mean?
Was there a play or sequence that you'll never forget, like a series of plays?
No, but I could tell you it was a lot of courts in there. But when them two started going at it was dropping their balls, and
it was crazy.
The boy got to be like a little mini scrimmage in there with fans. Everybody, ooh, ah, oh, and I was like, and I was like, hey, throw a young fella the ball. Don't nobody give it to him. What's his name? Barron. Yeah, give it to Barron. Man, I don't give it to Barron. Oh, and like
Shaq looked out.
I mean, that's the most Shaq thing ever, to be like, him up. Like that's just
Yeah. Nah, he was on that. Outside, he was running point. You know what I mean?
Because like I always try to tell kids, whoever the man is, watch him, steal all it, and then go at him. Like when I talk to these guards now, my conversation is saying, Luka Doncic is going to be the first $90 million players. Now just think about the simplicity of the math. If you half as good as Luka, that's $40 million. And if you half as good as half of that, that's $20 million. So
that's 20. You straight.
I was just trying to like motivate the young fella. It's like he's a young fella, all these pros in there. He wasn't really getting no runs. I was like, let him run. And the man put it this way. I knew who he was after he left the gym that goddamn day.
Yeah.
I knew that.
My last question about that, Baron, is because I'm still thinking of you as a kid, right? And so that happens. It's probably a blur. Your excellence takes over in terms of like being a competitor and like doing what you need to do. But then afterwards, you're a high school kid again. How did you get home? Did a friend drive you? Did you drive? And then what was the rest of that day like? Because you're still a kid that just went up against the Lakers and the Clippers.
Yeah, I say for me, man, I had a ride. I think I had a ride. I think I had my own car at the time. I did have my own car. I ain't gonna get into that.
He's being modest, but I can answer it corporately. When you live in two different worlds like me and Baron Davis, you were told to leave him alone. So once I asked my homies who he was, they said, "Oh yeah, he wanted a homie." So that means you leaving him alone. He got home, however the he wanted to get home. But
I wasn't even making a big deal about the car. I was just trying to think like if I was in the car with my friends, they'd be like, "Yo, you went."
He was connected.
No, we was chilling, man. We was chilling.
He had West Side connections.
See, it's so funny. I'm just asking questions. You all think I'm the cops sometimes.
No, it was more like, it was also like, man, like that day you felt like, man, I belong. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you can't let down Shaq. No, you know what I mean? Like Shaq, but you can't let down Shaq. So you gotta press the issue and like, up the game. And so going into my high school year, that was like my motivation. And I wound up, Gatorade Player of the Year, California Player of the Year. But, I had never been to Laker games till that time. So if it wasn't for Shaq, EJ looked out, but I had never been to a Laker game. So I used to be like at home watching, mimicking. And then when I got in the gym, it was just like, yo, I'm around. These dudes are good dudes too. Like they teaching me how to, like, if I want to be like this is the swag I gotta adopt. So I adopted that over the summer and like carried that into high school.
And before I knew about the business of basketball, I think a couple of days after that, I went to the office. I'm like, hey man, Mr. West, you heard of this Baron Davis kid? And Mr. West, man, but yeah. I was like, can we get him? Because I just seen some in the gym. He said, I don't know. He's going to college and he's going to be pretty good. He'll be tough. We'll see. I was like, please try to get this fella. And then he ended up.
Man, I would have left high school if I could have been a Laker. I'd have left right there, bro. Hey, I'd have went and hid for a year. I'd have stopped playing basketball on the circuit for a year if I could have been a Laker.
Bro, I need you to teach me something every week about DraftKings. I'm still not.
Perfect. Cowboys at Falcons. Okay. I don't know if you've gotten one right in the 4 weeks we've done this. So I think I want to start a new segment called Fade Shaq, where Shaq tells us who he would take.
Oh, I'm getting
we
this
just
one
bet
right.
The opposite way.
I'm getting this one right. Let's go. Cowboys.
He's in Atlanta. Our guest today, he is an Atlanta fan. He'll have something to say about this. Falcons are favored by 2.5. So they have to win by a field goal or more.
3. Okay. Got it.
Falcons are 5-3. Cowboys are 3-4. Falcons have won 4 of their last 5 games. Cowboys, crazily enough, their 4 losses are all at home. Their 3 wins are all on the road. And this one is in Atlanta. Who wins this game? What's the score?
Cowboys 21-17.
21-17. Cowboys win by 4.
Yes.
You're not worried about Kirk Cousins, our buddy that we had on the podcast.
Hold on, Stephon Diggs just got hurt. Who's he play for?
The Texans.
Okay, cool. All right.
You're good.
Okay.
You were worried about Trayvon Diggs' brother.
It's Trayvon Diggs. The Cowboys, we should have won that game the other day. A couple drop passes at the end. They're going to be hyped. Atlanta's a hype city. When you come to hype city, you do hype things.
But you know there's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans there.
That's my point. When you come to a hype city, it's like you're going home. Like, for example, when I was playing in Miami, when I went to Dallas, except in the finals, great. When I went to L.A., great. When I went to Orlando, great. When you go to a city that's similar to yours, nightlife and things to do and restaurants, you don't feel good. So they know what to do when they get here.
The reason that I kind of like the Cowboys, only kind of, is I think in football, more than any other sport, when a team is desperate and they're getting destroyed in the media and they're getting killed, football is the one sport where if you really want it more than the other team, you can take a win. I don't think you could do that sometimes in basketball.
You can't.
Have you done that?
Done what?
Taken something when your back's against the wall?
No, I don't take anything. Are you crazy? Hell no. I know the players and coach can't hear me as I yell to them through my TV from my couch, but I can't stop. I might be far from the court, but I'm never far from the action when I'm with my partners, DraftKings Sportsbook, with options to bet on your favorite team, player props, and more. There's something for everyone. And right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Now that's something to celebrate this season. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code BIGPOD. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $200 in bonus bets instantly. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win big cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BIGPOD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code BIGPOD only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And Adam, he was on that list too.
People you don't with?
Yep. In the game, in the game coming up to pick and roll, be like, I'm not going to show. Go ahead.
Hey, Shaq, bro. He came to Charlotte. He was like, "What's up, baby? How you feel?" I was like, "Man, I feel good." He said, "Okay, it's your moment. Don't even trip."
Yeah.
He said, "Man, look, go out there and put on a show. I ain't tripping." What? Yeah. Okay, Shaq, you ain't gonna knock me down, big fella. Okay, cool. Let me wiggle.
Like, nah, Kobe, you got him. Yeah, yep. You didn't got him. Nope. Defense man.
Oh man, me and Kobe used to go at it. Shaq used to, hey bro, Shaq put that battery pack in you. And then remember Kobe hit the game winner? I was like the game of my life. Everybody at home watching OK Cal. You know what I mean? And then I'm killing. Left call, I'm killing. You know what I mean? Shaq killing. Shaq putting on the show, but Shaq just like, he don't let everybody else eat. Rick Fox from North Carolina, he having a good game. I ain't paying attention on none of that. I'm just so locked in on Kobe. Man, we tie score, bro. Kobe get the ball, hit the game winner. My whole day up.
What's funny, man, when I look up Baron Davis, Kobe Bryant game winner, your game winner over the Lakers is the one that's getting put up more.
Oh, the one that go to state.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was, blowing kisses.
Had some battles.
Oh,
yeah, I love it, man. Kobe,
It all started that one day they said, hey, man, let the kid play. And Baron, pause, but Baron was sitting over there so cute, just sitting over there with his little ball, his little book bag. I was like, him? He said, yeah, that go. I was like, all right, put him in. And that man went to work. So, Baron, speaking of Golden State, how in the hell that you become Draymond's co-host on the podcast. It's actually really good. I mean, but how that happened?
Yeah, man. I did a couple feature shows, and then we was just kind of like the shows was going over, like the interviews, and so we just got a chance to kick it. And man, he a cool dude. We got a lot of people in common, a lot of family in common. He lived here in LA, and then I think the fans was like, "Yo, we want to see BD and Draymond," and so they gave me a call and was like, "Yo, we looking for co-hosts. Your name came up. Like, if you want to do it, let us know. We'll give you some time." I was like, "Hell no, this make perfect sense." You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how it came about. So shout out to Draymond Green, for be willing to do that. And so for me, it was just like, man, it's kind of cool because of the Golden State ties. We got very similar takes and personalities when it comes to like how, passionate we are about the game, how we don't hold back, and man, you can't find a better compliment, especially for me looking for like a way to talk about the game, just share my knowledge or whatnot. So shout out to Draymond Green and the show, and also the fans, because they really like pushed that and put that together.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. I've always was amazed that Draymond was doing that by himself. Like,
that's crazy, right?
Hour long, like no one else. And that's usually what happens. You go on a podcast, all the fans are like, "Man, we love that guy. We got to find a way to bring him back."
Yeah.
And then you come in, and then right away, in pure Baron fashion, just like speaking the truth. And like I was looking at your quote on Doc, mainly because I've been getting like Shaq made a comment at our LSU stop where he was like, I like the Bucks. And I was like, I don't know. And then Shaq went, why? And all I said was Doc. And he just went, okay. And then I have had Doc's other sons in the comment section being like, you wouldn't say that to his face.
Why not?
Like, but
why not?
You said a Doc Rivers team is a beatable team. I don't give a how much talent they got, and I appreciate honesty. They are 1-5 at the time we're recording this. They're taking on the 7-0 Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, and this is just statistics. In his first 42 games with the Bucks are 18-24. In Adrian Griffin's first 43 games with the Bucks, they were 30-13.
Is it really his fault?
I mean, when you look at, Shaq, like the DNA, right? And so when a coach got a system, right, and the system trumps the players, right, then the players can't live out their capacity. They can have great games, right, but the team don't align. You feel what I'm saying? So like they've been used to winning and playing a certain way, right? Even with Adrian Griffin, people talked about their defense, all that. But to me, the best offense is what? Great defense.
Yeah.
Now you bring Doc in, and now you defensive minded, but your offense, you run the same offense that you ran with the Celtics with Kevin Garnett. You know what I mean? You run the same offense you ran with the Clippers, and now you're trying to implement that in Milwaukee. That offense does not translate in these modern times. It's a pattern.
Can I tell you?
It's formation pattern. Yeah, ain't no flow.
Can I tell you why I picked Milwaukee?
Sure.
Because back in our day, your day too, if something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, wouldn't that piss you off in the summer?
Yeah.
For example, no disrespect to Boston, they had one of the easiest championship runs ever. Let's just put it out.
Yeah.
Really, a couple of Knicks was hurt when they played Indiana. A couple of guys was hurt. So, but they won it. They got the chip. I was thinking Dame and Giannis was going to be so goddamn mad that they was going to come back crazy, but it hasn't happened. I was thinking Embiid and Paul George is going to be so goddamn mad. It's that crazy. You know who's mad? Donovan Mitchell is mad. Donovan Mitchell is mad. Or the Orlando
Somebody
Magic.
Was
Paolo Banchero
just got hurt, but he was on fire those first few games. But you're right. Cavs started off 7-0. And you know what's funny, man, is the Celtics, the team that won, was mad because Tatum got disrespected at Team USA. Jalen got disrespected by being left off the team. And of every team in the NBA, they look motivated.
They got the most gripe. You know what I mean?
The other thing, Shaq, that I was going to bring up just about the Bucks was usually it takes that second year for new acquisitions to gel, which is what it would have been for the Bucks. But you see some of the newer guys, year 2 of Kyrie is when it started to flow. Year 2 of the like even the Heat, when they put together with LeBron and Dwayne Wade, it was year 2 when they won a championship. And we're seeing it go backwards.
You know why I don't blame Doc? Because when you're one of 2 of the star players, you have a chance to buck the system. Don't, Coach, I'm not doing that. It ain't working. I'm doing this.
Yeah,
boom, boom. You have a chance.
That.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all the other coaches that I played for, and I've never had a losing season, but the reason why I respected Phil so much because I knew his system worked. You know, we started off, I think it was 3-9 or 3 and something, but once we got it, and once, Kobe figured out his spots, I figured out my spots, we flourished in it. But, I was getting ready to buck his system, but I was like, you know what, if I buck his system and we go back to our old ways, he's not used to our old ways, we're definitely going to lose, and I'm going to be the laughing stock in the NBA.
I was over at Champ Bailey's house after the college football game on Saturday, and we're watching NBA TV, and I look at the Bucks lose to, I think, the Cavs or something, and I look and I go, Giannis and Draymond and Damian Lillard combined for 80 points, and they lost. And you start realizing, man, like your 2 guys are putting up 80, and you still can't even compete in these games. You're still losing by double digits.
Yeah, somebody else got to step up.
What time is it? It's game time. The NBA season is officially here, and there's no better place to get tickets from than Gametime. They make getting tickets fast and easy. Gametime has a new feature, Gametime Picks. That makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. I'm in Atlanta, so go Hawks, baby. Gametime Pick filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We were just looking through the Gametime app, browsing seats on Gametime, picks to catch some games, and wow, these deals are great. You already know what I like in the Gametime app. Aside from the new Gametime Picks feature, it's all in the pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Also, seat views get a panoramic view of your seat in the app before you buy. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Just download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code BIGPOD. That's BIGPOD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem your code BIGPOD for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Remember what time did I say it was? It's still game time, baby! This episode is sponsored by Liquid Death. Some might think it's a beer or a crazy energy drink by the looks of it, but it's not. It is actually a healthy beverage that makes some great, refreshing mountain spring water. You might be seeing Liquid Death cans everywhere lately. It's the rage all over social media, all over grocery stores. I even see people sipping on them while I'm on set. They're the perfect, healthy water to sip on and to make you feel like $1,000,000 while vibing to some DJ Diesel. Now you might be wondering, why would a healthy water beverage be called Liquid Death? Well, here's why. Liquid Death will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely recyclable cans are helping to bring death to single-use plastic bottles. Right now, you can get $5 off any case of Liquid Death because you're listening to the Big Podcast with Shaq. That's right. For a limited time, you can go to your local grocery store, buy any case of Liquid Death mountain water, and get $5 off instantly through Venmo when you text them your receipt. It's super easy. Go to liquiddeath.com/BIGPOD and you can get all the details. That's liquiddeath.com/BIGPOD for $5 off any case of Liquid Death when you text them your receipt. Love ya.
I saw a report that said the viewership is down. Is that true?
So according to statistics that have come out from a year ago, the a number of the primetime games, that's the main way they see is they pick like season opener versus season opener. Apparently it is down in a few places. I saw you post that on your IG. Do you have a theory?
I have a theory that it's down because we're looking at the same thing. Everybody's running the same plays at the damn top of the key, dribble handoff. I was talking to a coach yesterday. He said they want to shoot 53s because, they were trying to contemplate if I could play in this era. And it's like, Shaq, we would just shoot 53s. And I was like, well, how much you want to make? We want to make about 10 or 15 of them. I was like, well, that's not going to help you win, but I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy, I think it makes the game boring. I remember back in our day, Baron, Utah was going to run some, the Clippers were going to run some, the Lakers had the triangle, Miami had the floppy. You know, every team, like, we had to have like an hour and a half shoot around to try to stop other team plays. Now it's everything. You switch everything. You got Victor Wembanyama guarding goddamn Donovan Mitchell at the top of the key. That ain't no good basketball. So I think viewership will continue to go down unless we switch things back up.
On that TNT opening night, there were 2 games. There were 162 threes shot in those 2 games alone. Guys like Anthony Edwards right now are shooting like 10 threes a game. They were shooting half of that last year. And when asked, what do you think about people that want you to drive to the lane? He says, F them, because this is what the coaches want. It is undoubtedly always a copycat league. And a lot of people are saying that it sounds dumb that threes are worth that much more than twos, but I think what happens is you start now drafting players for that. You start changing philosophies, and then it changes the makeup of who's playing in the NBA as well. So Baron, like, as you're hearing all that, as someone that did play the guard position, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think, shooting a lot of threes, like, that ain't gonna work. When you look at the top team and the bottom team, the bottom team is just horrible playing the style that the top team plays. And so, that's why coaching right now is important, in the league, because as soon as you change the style, players are programmed to only shoot threes. You miss out on the one-on-one matchups, right? Everybody switching. So when you watching the game, it's like, well, it ain't no matchups, right? It ain't no matchups. It ain't no nicknames. Like, we got to get back to, like, where are the rivalries? You just coming down shooting threes. That's like it's like you ain't taking nobody to the hole. I would say with Anthony Edwards, like, I want to see him. Like, everybody was anticipating him coming into this season, taking the next level, taking it to the next level. You feel me? And for him, like, yeah, the threes is cool, but bro, like, you supposed to show us some different that and this, and like, you are the evolution of
The game.
the 3-point era. You know what I mean? It's like, you should have a mid-range, you should have a post-game, you should be dunking on people, you should be going to the hole. You know what I mean? Like, you supposed to take your whole capacity. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times with this whole, like, oh, we got to make 15 threes, like, it don't create flow. So there's no ebb and flow and no story to the game. Like, the games used to have storylines. You feel what I'm saying? And it was all kind of moments in the game where a story could be told.
A great example, Shaq, of this, though. What did we say when he first got on? Man, that dunk over Kirilenko in the playoffs, I'll never forget it.
Right.
Can you name me a 3 in the playoffs, maybe other than Kyrie Irving in the finals to win the championship, that you're like, man, that 3 was awesome?
Only one, because Minnesota was up in Dallas, and Dallas came storming back, and Rudy Gobert switches on Luka. I said, oh, my God, watch this.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
And he looked at him with a little smile and stepped back and hit the 3. It was good for me because we got to go back to Dallas. We had to go back to Dallas to the playoffs, but then we had to come back to Minnesota. But that's probably the only 3 I can remember from last year, because because for a big guy, it's a no-no. Like, hey, you guard him. All this lazy, like, to me, it's just lazy. It's lazy. Like, like the Utah, the pick and roll was the most unstoppable play, and only one team figured it out, and that was the Bulls. Everybody else, you got pick and roll to death. So, like, these things you got to figure out. Imagine switching now. Oh, Utah would have won. I mean, switching back in the day, Utah would have demolished the Bulls, because the hell gonna switch on Stockton and Malone doing the pick and roll? B.J. Armstrong?
Mm.
You kidding me? So
I used to think, oh, well, you can't change. So here are some of the suggestions that I have heard about fixing the over reliance on 3-point shooting. I've heard number one, do we make the court a little bit wider? Here's the reason.
no.
Because the corner threes are shorter than any other shot. And so if you make it wider, there's less incentive to shoot corner threes because it's not closer than the three at the top of the key. Shaq, you don't like that one.
Because I don't like y'all changing stuff that's already perfect.
So here's the thing, though. Like I saw an IG post yesterday that said if there was a 3-point line when Pete Maravich played, he would have averaged 50 a game. We've changed the game before. There wasn't a 3-point line, and we added it.
Okay, but hold on.
Right, you're gonna add extra court space?
Yeah, but hold on. You say Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete ain't only known for shooting threes now. Pistol Pete
Of
used to
course.
go back and pass, so I don't like that comparison with Pistol Pete. But listen, everything that's created is perfect. We as humans f- up. If you think about love, the way love is supposed to be is perfect.
The rules of basketball is not love. It's a man-made thing.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm giving you a Michael O'Neal analogy. The way love is written down, how it's supposed to be, boom and bad, man and woman, is perfect. We as humans f- it up. The game has already been perfect ever since Naismith, created it. It's perfect. We as humans f- it up. Excuse me. This new era of humans is f- it up because the way they did it was good. The way we did it, we boom, 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 boom. Golden State came in and changed it. And you made a great point. It's a copycat league. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry, but everybody's not Steph Curry. And that's why viewership is down. But these dudes they need to wake up because the viewership down, the money gonna come down, and everybody talking about $80 million that can be affected.
We never want to fuck with statistics and stuff because it messes up the all-time ranks and all that, and I get it. Then let's mess with something that we can all agree needs to be changed, and that's the All-Star game. I have a suggestion, and I want to know your guys' opinion. Let's not have a 3-point line for the All-Star game. Let's just see if there's no threes in the All-Star game, do we get more moves? Do we get more drives? Do we get more dunks?
The All-Star game is a self-pride thing. You know why I wanted to play an All-Star game? Because when I was in college and I thought Magic Johnson was never going to come back, he came back to Orlando, and I sit in my room with my 20-inch TV, and I watched this man have a great All-Star game and hit the game winner. I always said to myself, like Baron used to say in the gym, I want to be like that. You got to have pride, man. All that, I don't want to get hurt. You got to have pride. And those that don't have pride, this is why the product is going down.
You don't like my suggestion?
No, we're not. Listen, we're not changing because these guys don't have no pride. Like, it's funny to me, you don't want to get hurt. You need to get hurt. Your team ain't going to win anyway. One or two players that have a chance of winning could say, I don't want to get hurt. But like all 14 guys saying I can't win hurt, all 14 guys know they're not going to win the championship. You need pride when you go to the
rules do they change for you? I know they changed the baskets because of you. Did they change any other rules because of you?
Yeah, they allowed zone defense and allowed, the front and back and all that stuff. But I took pride in it.
They changed the hack-a-player rules.
Yeah, all that. But just listen. So
that's what I'm saying, man. Rules can be changed.
That's different. That wasn't to better the game. That was to help people compete with the alien known as Shaq. That's why they implemented those rules. But in the All-Star game, you got to realize if you have some pride and you play with some pride and energy, it's good for everybody. Like I wanted to be there. I wanted to get MVP. I wanted to put on a show. I wanted to shoot a three. And even in the dunk contest, all these great dunkers have some pride. They want to compete. Everybody's scared of losing. Oh, I don't want to lose and get embarrassed. Imagine if, Dominique said, Mike's coming here. I don't want to dunk. Dominique Wilkins stepped up to the challenge, and that's why that's one of the best dunk contests ever. Have some pride. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with the rules. It's these players. These players ain't got no pride.
Well, there was another media beef that is developing right now. Kevin Durant came out and said, quote, I've been in the league for 18 years. I've never seen Stephen A. at a practice or a film session, only on TV talking about players. He's a clown to me. And Stephen A. on First Take this morning said, I'm not going to stoop to that layer. He's level. He's one of the great players. He's a great person. Then he talked about how he was a columnist and all that stuff. And he asked the question, who is allowed to talk about Kevin Durant? He got mad at Charles Barkley and Shannon Sharpe and other players and fans. Is anyone allowed to talk about Kevin Durant? This is a developing situation, Shaq.
So let me tell you, because Kevin Durant's probably similar to my situation. When we've been there and done that, give us our respect. That's all we want. Like, for so long, oh, you ain't do it, you ain't do it, you ain't do it, you ain't do it. He did it. Y'all question how he did it. Don't matter, he did it. He's one of the greatest players.
Yep.
Give him his respect. I think he likes honesty.
Right.
Like if you say, okay, he shot 2 for 19, he had a bad game, he can live with that. But don't say, oh, he's not one of the top shooters. So he just, like, when you challenge us to do it and we've done it, we have G14 classification. Give us respect, because if you don't give us respect, it sounds like hate. Now, Stephen A., he's been doing it his whole career.
Yeah, he's been a hater his whole career.
I call it challenging people. And listen, this is their job, our job. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's going to do what they do. And I actually saw this yesterday. I thought this was old beef, but I mean, this is new beef. Guess what? It's interesting, and I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna just be laughing and sending stuff to you guys. But I think I kind of understand where Kevin Durant's going from, because I still go through it now. Oh, you just think I'm like, bro, I got 4 rings. Like, is 4 rings not enough?
Yeah.
Is 4 rings not enough for me to be in the like all this shit, all this shit I did? I had one thing that I really couldn't do, and y'all throw that in my face all the time, which is fine. I could deal with it. I'm not going to be trying to fight people.
Aaron, how many people do you think in the NBA feel the same way KD does about Stephen A?
I say a lot. I say it's a little bit of what Shaq said.
Give me your percentage.
Yeah, what percentage?
I say we about probably in the 80s, somewhere in the 80s, 80%. But to your point, Shaq, is like Stephen A. is a motivator. You know what I mean? Like, because if he's saying your name in the media, like, you hot. You know what I mean? Like, you a storyline. He building the storyline, the narrative. On the KD side, to your point, Shaq, like, man, this man is one of the greatest to ever do it. Right? And so there's a level of when Stephen A., you know, whatever it is, it feels personal. And I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way, is like how you personally delivering it, like, you know me, homie. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Like it feel personal in its delivery to, you know, the greater media. And so you painting this narrative of somebody and people looking at you as a trusted source, but like, that's why he said, bro, I ain't never seen you. You ain't never been at nowhere. Like, so where's all this personal, like, it, and then on the other side, Stephen A. is a fan. You feel what I'm saying? And so as a fan, you feel like you got a personal connection to a Shaq, and like Shaq conversations or KD conversations is up for debate. So, you know, they're going to keep beefing. Maybe a KD, Stephen A. Smith boxing event for charity during All-Star Week.
Could you imagine the reach comparison with KD?
we should let him go and catch that fade. Hey, Shaq, forget Shaq comedy. Let's do catch the fade. Embiid and the dude, give him the big boxing gloves. Come on, man. Nobody gets hurt.
So Adam, with Stephen A.'s response, will there be a comeback or like with Stephen
So Stephen A. said something on First Take, and in a very Stephen A. way at the end said, and I have much more to say about this on my YouTube show.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's going to do more tonight.
Okay, got it.
Stephen A. is going to promote his own on First Take, and then
yeah, no, for sure.
The question will be too is, if I'm KD, when's the next time do the Suns play on ESPN? And if you have a big game and you get that post-game interview, do you take another shot? Because in the world of like marketing and stuff, keep it going.
You should, man. We got to build up more storylines and narratives. And Stephen A. is a part of the storyline and the narrative, and you got to use that. You know what I mean?
So, Bear, who's the best coach you ever played for, and who's the worst?
The best coach I played for, Don Nelson was good. I would say Mike Wilson was really good. Actually, Byron Scott was good. The worst coach is somewhere between, like, I would say Mike Dunleavy and Mike Dunleavy Sr. Sorry, and what's that dude's name?
I don't even remember his name.
What stop was?
He used to coach at Stanford. What's his name? When I first got Mike Montgomery. Oh man, he got on my nerves every day, bro. I was hoping he just tripped over one of the lines when he was telling people how to play basketball and ball. I was like,
how quickly did you know it wasn't going to be good with him?
Because the way he talked to people, like he was a professor in basketball, we was all his students. You know what I mean? And you just dumb. And when I got to go to state, I was coming off the bench, so I wasn't nobody listening to him. It was the end of the season. We was just like, we just gonna play. Coming into the season, he started coaching, and that's when that just started becoming a lot of teaching. Like, you talk too much. You know what I mean? You teaching too much. Ain't nobody here for no damn school, bro. Roll the balls out. We got ADD. And then I would say Mike Dunleavy, bro. Like, Mike Dunleavy knows a lot about the game. You feel what I'm saying? But he's so caught up in, like, him. You know what I mean? I knew we was, or I knew we were done when we had the Lakers' first game of the season, right? Man, we been training camp. I playing the first game against the Lakers. We playing our style. We beat them in the preseason, but for the Clippers, that's a big deal. Shaq, you know that. That's a big deal. And it giving us confidence through the preseason. Then the week before the first game of the season, it's like, okay, training camp, you start getting your skills sharp, shooting, work on what you gonna do. Bro, we ran through the triangle for 3 days in a row. For 3 days, we practiced the triangle. I said, Coach, what are we going to run in the game? He said, we're going to run the triangle. They don't know how to defend it. I said, what? I said, bro, can't be running. So we would practice the other team plays and run their sets. So with Dunleavy, you got to know all the plays, bro.
Yeah.
You got to know everybody in the league plays because they all your plays too.
So give me your can't guard me Mt Rushmore. 1-on-1. They can't guard me. Don't even think about it. No matter who you put on me, they can't guard me. Give me your top 4.
Who can't guard me or
can't be guarded? Your top 4 players.
Bro. Man, obviously Kobe, but let's just park him. You feel me? In my era, I say T-Mac, you gotta park him. You know what I mean? Dwayne Wade, can't guard that dude. You know what I mean? He relentless. Especially when he first got in the league, he was so goddamn fast, bro, and could move, and he was big. You know what I mean? He was a big guard. Like, we ain't never really seen no D Wade type of, like, what is this? He's a hybrid 1, 2, 3. Put him wherever he gonna shine. I would say who else in our era? Nick Van Exel.
Ooh.
You got a ooh out of Shaq.
Hey, nobody could guard Nick Van Exel. Oh my
God, bro. Nick. BD was up there. Not just saying that because you was here. Nick, BD, AI.
AI, oh my God, bro. Don't even try it.
And Steve Smith.
Oh, hey. Bro, I played with Smitty. I think Smitty he was probably like in his late 30s in New Orleans. Me and Smitty used to play 1-on-1 before the game. That used to be better than the game. You know what I mean? He was impossible. Post, outside, wiggle. I say that. Iverson, Steve Smith, D Wade, Nick Van Exel.
What made you think of Smitty right there?
Because that move, he did that move like you knew it was coming, but you couldn't stop it.
The fake out baseline.
Yeah.
No, you cannot crack that.
Hey, did you hear that story? Did you hear that story? What Dominique said?
Yeah. So Dominique recently was on a podcast. I think it might have been
Knuckleheads
podcast, and he was saying that they were playing a game against the Spurs, and that David Stern passed along a message that he wanted the Hawks to not play their guys so that David Robinson could win the scoring title over Shaquille O'Neal.
Whoa.
And if you remember, David Robinson had how many points in that last game, Shaquille?
71.
And you had
71.
how many that same?
55. It was against the Clippers,
I think I had 29 or 39. But yeah.
So apparently David Stern passed along the message, Baron, for the Hawks to sit out so David Robinson could get.
Should I sue?
On what grounds?
Hell yeah.
Point shaving. Tampering.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were betting on that game like that long ago?
Yeah, if you could bet on who was going to win the scoring title.
I wonder if David Robinson was in on this.
That's the thing is like everyone. He's the admiral. You know what I mean? Like I wonder if he's surprised.
I think they told him. We're gonna get you the scoring title tonight, and kept it like that. And he was probably like, I ain't doing this, And then they was like, nah, you doing this, Admiral? We need you to do this. This for the Spurs brand, bro. We gonna go chase that scoring title, MVP. We need. Because
I watched the game after. I was pissed when I got home, so. I had my the tape guy in Orlando find me the tape. It was definitely some shenanigans going on.
Did you break anything?
Did Atlanta play their guys? Did Atlanta play their guys?
No, they were playing. They were playing the Clippers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
It would. There was some shenanigans.
Back then, it wouldn't have mattered. Wasn't that Ola Candy?
No, before Ola Candy.
Oh, yeah.
That was Benoit
Benjamin. But
Stanley Roberts.
Yeah, when I saw that game, I was like, okay, this how they want to do me?
Yeah, that was bound to happen, bro. Shaq, you had put up like 55 or something on your birthday and called it out the night before.
They were scared of me.
Shaq, why do you think David Stern wanted to do that?
Because you don't want a young, unorthodox guy coming in. Because remember, me, I play the line, but I go over the line. See what I'm saying? I've always done it my way. See, a lot of guys, they're Baron knows what I'm talking about. I don't want to, dispel too many secrets, but me and Draymond are similar. I'm going to do what I want, say what I want, how I want.
Shaq can't be controlled. It's Shaq. This is Shaq world, baby. You feel me? Yeah.
Now, question for Shaq-A-Licious. Shaq-A-Licious XL candies, Shaq's best gummies in the world. The question was, you're one of the best guards ever to dunk. In terms of other dunks that get brought up with your Kirilenko dunk, which one would you determine as the most Shaq-A-Licious of all the dunks that you've seen? That if it gets brought up as maybe better than your dunk, you go, damn, that is a really good
one. Vince Carter in the Olympics.
Ooh.
Over the French.
That was crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I thought you were going to say over Alonzo Mourning, too, because that one was insane.
That was crazy.
He climbed up.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
I was there on the bench.
That was
crazy. I was there on the bench. I had to put a towel over my head. I was like...
The one, I would also say, the one when Kobe dunked on Vince Yarborough when he went around the back and 360
gosh.
That was crazy.
What about
that was crazy, yo.
What about when Kobe dunked over Dwight Howard? That was one of my...
That was sick. Yeah. That was sick. Dwight Howard trying to take a charge.
D-Wade over Anderson Varejao.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. D-Wade over, I think it was maybe Jermaine O'Neal in the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Paul George. Yeah.
You know who else had some crazy dunks? Stromile Swift.
Yes. Oh yeah, he used to catch bodies.
Shaq on Dudley.
Oh yeah, I had to, man.
When he dunked and pushed him.
Yeah, that
Disrespectful
was
dunk
one
of
of
all
the
time.
that was one of the best ones.
Don't you ever try to play?
Shout out to Chris Dudley. He like a senator, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
See, this is the best part about loving sports is you can just sit around and like be talking about shit and it makes you feel happy. Like I feel like I'm 14 again thinking about some of this shit happening.
Yeah, but you know what we're watching now is not going to be dunks we're talking about. You see the step back three, Luka Doncic hit on Rudy Gobert. Like these guys and coaches need to switch it back up. Oh, so hold on. Why is he so scared of Russell Westbrook? Like you see his face.
No, I think the way Russ came.
Watch this, America.
He didn't know what was happening.
Dude, you know what though? Of like scariest dudes to run at you full force, Russell Westbrook.
Hey, bro, you gotta give yourself some peace. You know what I mean? You gotta make space for some peace when a dude coming at you like. Can you imagine Russ charging at you? Bro, you better
That's
get
like
you
a
some
very
space.
LA thing where you're like, hey, Hemi, like I don't know if he's serious or not.
Whoever the cameraman on that, you get the joke.
Oh, no, they did a great job.
Rudy was like,
he thought he was about to get mopped up, socked out.
oh man.
One last thing about that is Mazzulla came out and was like, I wish there was more fighting in the NBA. And Joe Mazzulla is turning into one of my favorite coaches. Like he's
incredible.
in. I love anyone that takes their job that serious. And I don't think we're really like, we've had like Isaiah Stewart when he was running at LeBron. And we're in this conversation we're happening right now. I wish there was more dunks than threes. It's all us going back to a time of the NBA of things that aren't allowed anymore. And fighting is definitely one of it.
And
fighting ain't cool. This is a gentleman's game.
Okay, you got to outshoot people and outplay somebody, but if I'm going against a team that has dudes that's going to foul you hard, I want to beat them too. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, the Knicks, they was going to touch you up. A lot of teams was going to touch you up. That's just how it was. Now, you flagrant one and like a lot of these flagrants don't even be flagrants. And I hate, if you get hit in the head, it's flagrant too. You know how many times I got hit in the head? And they didn't even call it? So I just think as a fan, I know a lot of fans, this is what viewership is going down. Get tired of looking at the same thing. For example, you know what podcasts are taking over the world? Because everybody's doing something different. Draymond and Barron is doing way different than we're doing. Stack 5 and Matt Barnes doing way like it's just different and it's entertaining. And that's why you got these guys doing these big podcast deals. Nobody's watching ESPN and all that anymore. And people need to wake up. Like a lot of people, when you're successful, you do something, but you can't change the essence of what made you successful.
Yeah. I mean, we just need storylines, bro. It's the storylines. Like, I feel what Mazzulla is saying. It's like, dudes shouldn't be, like, you should be mad somebody scoring 55, 63, you know, especially in this time of era, and anybody can hit you for 40, right? Back in the day, like, somebody hitting you for 40, they a scorer. You know what I mean? And if somebody, like, who's not a scorer, if George Lynch is killing, and he got 24 about to go for a career high, man, somebody is going to try to hurt him. Not hurt him, but hard foul him to knock him off his rhythm. And I think that's what it is. It's like, you know, that's why Boston had an easy road, Shaq, because they willing to fight.
Yeah.
They willing to squad.
I agree.
They coach and they team and their mentality, they willing to fight.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, you know, the threes, the thing, man, they gonna fight. They are willing to fight. That's what make Golden State, right, so good. Because guess what? They willing to fight. And Draymond gonna stand in front of that, but Clay ain't no punk. Steph ain't no punk. David West ain't no punk. You know what I mean? Sean Livingston. All these dudes is like, they willing, y'all want to fight? We can fight too after the game. Right? And that's the mentality. You gotta hate somebody. You gotta hate somebody. I know they your boys, but you gotta hate them. Like, you know, like back in the day, you know, Kobe and McGrady go at it, or Vince and McGrady go at it. they cousins, but you still, man. Look, I'm not. You know what I mean? It's cracking, and it don't be like that.
And not only that, you gotta hate to lose. Like I'm probably the biggest name superstar that got swept a lot of time. But if you don't think I used to tear my house up and be out to my family and just to everybody because I was upset, that's why I just always kept coming back. Like some of these dudes don't get mad.
Yeah, I think this generation got a chance though, because if they already talk shit, they got social media, they got their own outlets. I just think like, don't be afraid to take it there. You know what I mean? Like we want to see the entertainment. We want to be locked in on the games and be like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's beef, it's cracking. You know what I mean? Maybe they need to take a page out of how all the boxers been doing it on social media. But it's so much talent that every night, we should be watching to see it. Like these names, these dudes it should be matchups. But it's hard for that when everybody's switching. Anybody can, you know what I mean? Like some of these coaches got to switch it up. And I think the coach that do start thinking about switching it up because talent is equal down there.
Kenny Smith made a great point one time, and he said it, and it hit me on the way home in the car. Just because you make a lot of money don't mean you're nice like that. The way we set up the business, Magic left it to Mike. Mike left it to me. I left it to Cole, D-Wade, LeBron, and it's generated this now. Making this don't mean you're nice. However, if you are making this, you shouldn't be satisfied. Like, if I'm Luka, Luka's still young. He getting that 80, what's going to come after that? I want to be the first $160 million a year player. Like, this is the guy should be thinking about. Like, some of these guys getting these big contracts and they're laying it down when there's more. And that's why the game is suffering, I think.
So Baron Shaq said we do it different than you. One thing we do here, it is the game sweeping the nation. It is white people or black people. I say something that is a random object. You tell me
Let's go,
what kind of it is. We're going to start off with beards. White people or black people?
WPS.
I mean, look at Barons.
Huh?
That's WPS.
A beard?
Beer.
No, Shaq. A beard.
Oh,
that's
I thought you said
I gotta say that's black. Yeah. That's a black people thing.
The BPS.
You know what I mean? That's a black people thing. We took that over.
I mean, there's a lot of white people with beards.
We got famous beards. Yeah. We made beards
James
famous.
Harden is the beard.
Rick Ross.
Man, you go all the way back in the day, man,
Look, I'll just say, as someone from Philadelphia, black men with beards is if I saw someone that didn't have a beard, I was like, you're not from here.
Exactly.
Surfing.
WPS.
It's white people stuff.
Have you ever surfed?
I tried. I couldn't get on the board.
Not at all. I did the bodyboard. I ain't no ocean person. I can't swim like that. You know what I mean?
So you'll go.
You ain't gotta worry about me on no yacht.
You're not going in the water.
Man, I ain't gonna be in Ibiza, none of that. Man, I'm gonna be on land. If there's anything crack, earthquake. You feel what I'm saying?
So you're the kind of guy when an earthquake happens and people react, you're like, relax.
Man, I'm like, who moving? Like, can we get some of these people out of here, please? We need another one. They can't come quick enough. There's too many people moving in here.
Oh, I love it. So after an earthquake, you're like, let's see if any houses went on the market.
Yeah.
You ain't lying. Who moving?
McDonald's fish fillet.
WPS.
Baron disagrees. I could tell.
Man, that's
Shaq, I'm just saying, I know I have a lot of black friends that are obsessed.
That's like a luxury black thing. You know what I mean? At McDonald's.
APS. APS.
So Baron, you're saying that some people, when things are going well, will treat themselves with the fish fillet.
Man, come on, man. That's like
what you order.
That used to be top of the menu at McDonald's. Yeah. Okay. But we used to call white people fish fillets.
Really?
So, you know what I mean? Yeah, growing up.
What age were you doing that?
Yeah, just elementary.
And what was there a reason why?
Somebody said we was joking and the dude said white people look like fish fillets. And so we used to, so I don't know if it's a white person thing or a black person
it's insults
thing.
that make no sense that hit the hardest. You're like, what did they even do?
It stains the brain, bro. It was a stain on the brain.
Dasani water.
WPS.
That's white people.
I was going to say no people.
No, that's WPS.
Well, y'all made that famous. You know what I mean? With the commercials and there weren't no black people in the commercials. Hey, bro, y'all did us dirty. Y'all tried to get us with the faucet water. That's sick.
Water. Two more.
It's the water it's the afterflow from the water from the soda.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's what Dasani is.
Scooters.
APS.
That's white people.
I think it's all people.
Shaq, are there any other things in terms of being Shaq that you have found out well before everybody else?
Of course, a lot of things.
What's one that the statute of limitations is up that you knew before everybody else?
Okay, I told this story before. On my first championship run, after the first series, Phil Jackson already had the rooms and the hotels played out. He's like, hey, when we play Portland, I want to stay here. When we play West Coast, I want to play here. And when we play Indiana in the finals, I want to play here. I was sitting in on a meeting when he already had that done. And I'm like, is this part of it? And then as we're going through the season, like, how the hell did he know this? And then, one day I went in the room, like, man, I'm not getting no calls. He'd be like, don't worry about it. We're going to win the next 2 games. I don't know what that means, but it happened.
The script. All right, last one. Stretching. White people or black people?
WPS.
That's all people, man.
No, I don't stretch.
Everybody needs to stretch.
Shaq says, I don't stretch, so it's white people.
I used to show up after eating McDonald's and bust your favorite player.
Man, you gotta get your stretching on, Will.
I don't do no stretching.
Baron,
like the stretching bars are white people things. There's new things called stretch bars.
Stretch bars.
Oh, that's a white person to go stretch for an hour.
Yes.
Hey, bro, they got things called cuddle bars now, and that is definitely a white person thing. You go, and people cuddle.
No, they don't.
I swear.
You get to pick what kind of person, or is it like, hi, I'm Todd, and I'm your cuddle partner?
You get to pick the spoon.
I know who owns that bar.
Aaron, be honest, have you been?
Hell no. I don't know nobody touching me, bro. I don't even like giving people 5, bro. For real, I don't even like giving people 5.
Adam, next time we go to LA, I'm actually going there.
Oh, I just thought now, can you imagine you're like, oh, I got a long shift at the cuddle bar today, and then Shaq walks in, and you're like, what the?
I'm going to do it.
Hey, trying to figure out how to.
This like little woman is holding Shaq's leg.
Like, damn, big fella.
Hold me.
Is there anything you'd like to talk through during our cuddle session today, Mr. O'Neill?
You got to do that, man.
All right, Mr. Bad Wi-Fi, man. We appreciate you, brother.
You know what I want to say really quick because I thought about it? You doing this pod with Draymond, I believe that you are a force multiplier. That any room you go into, people are like, damn, man, I really enjoyed that experience. And that's just a testament to who you are as a person, man. So
I appreciate
excited to see more and more of you going forward.
Yeah.
Man, I would have left high school if I could have been a Laker. I'd have left right there, bro.